Hi everyone, today I'm going to be making some waxed fabric, and I'm making this because I think we have so much plastic in the world. I really don't like using plastic wrap. I'm trying to reduce the amount of plastic that we use in our household, and I like to take sandwiches and things like that sometimes to work, so I thought this was a really good alternative to plastic wrap. So I've just got some cotton fabric that I have washed, and I've cut the edges, I don't know if you can see, but with pinking shears. So they're scissors that cut in a crisscross zigzag pattern, and what that does is it stops the fabric from fraying. So I've got a whole lot of different sizes that I've cut. I've got squares, rectangles, and I made some rounds as well, which I thought might be good to go over the top of my bowls, like my sourdough fermenting bread bowls. Anyway, so it's pretty simple. What you do is you get your iron set up. I've just set up a bit of an ironing board on my table here. I've got a few layers of cotton, old cotton blankets and a towel. And then I've got my big extra wide non-stick baking paper. So 2 sheets of that on these. Okay. So, how this works is, you get your piece of fabric, put it onto your non-stick baking paper, and you're going to coat it with beeswax. So you can use grated beeswax. I do actually have some beeswax that I got from a honey seller at a local market, but I also have these beeswax pastilles that I bought for making lip balm. So I'm going to use these because they're already done in small little pieces. So you sprinkle those over the fabric. You don't want to put too much on there because you can add more later, but it's a bit hard to take it away once it's on there. So you probably can't see, but I'm trying to make sure that they're spread out fairly evenly. It probably doesn't matter too much. This is the first time I've ever done this, and there are other videos on YouTube, but I really wanted to do a video for myself because it increases the chance of the people that I know seeing the video. If I make a video, then my friends will watch it, and I really want everybody to know about this stuff because we have a serious problem with plastic in our environment, in the ocean, and the natural environment in general. So whatever we can do to reduce that is a good thing. Alright, so paper underneath, fabric, beeswax, paper over the top. And I've got my iron set on the wool setting, which is about the middle, about a medium heat. I might turn it up, I'm not sure. We'll see how we go. So basically we're just going to iron that now till the wax melts. And you can see the wax melting and kind of making the fabric look a bit wet. I've seen a few different ways to do this on YouTube, but this was the way that kind of appealed to me most. I like the use of baking paper because you can see through it. You can see where the wax is melted, where it hasn't, where you need to add more. So, just gonna peel off my paper. I've got a few little bits of wax still on the paper, but that's alright. So I can see, I don't know if you can see, but there are a few sections there where you can see the fabric is quite light, and those are the bits that need a bit more wax. So I'll put some more wax on those parts. These little pastilles are really good. They're not the natural beeswax colour. Unfortunately, they'd run out of that one when I bought these. They are white, but it says on the packet that they're steam bleached, so hopefully they haven't been through any really nasty process to make them white. I'm hoping not. They smell pretty pleasant. They just smell like wax. They don't have a particularly beeswaxy smell, but I'm assured that they are beeswax. So I hope that's the case. Okay. So down goes the paper again. And more ironing. That's good. Okay. I think this one's just about done. Very easy to do. Quite pleasant, really. And I've heard that these can be reused many times. A lot of people say that you just give it a wipe after you've used it, but I think I would be inclined to wash them with a little bit of my handmade soap and water, just to actually clean them, give them a bit of a wash. And I've made enough. I will be making enough so that I've got plenty on hand, and I can, you know, collect my dirty ones and give them all a bit of a wash together and have enough left over. Okay, so here it is, complete. Lovely. Ta-da! There you go. One sheet of beautiful waxed fabric. It's gorgeous. I can feel it firming up already, so I'm just going to put that on my little rack. Get another piece of fabric and keep going. So that's it. I'll come back later and I'll show you the finished product and show you how they work. Okay, so I'm back again. I just wanted to show you this really good trick that I discovered as I was doing this. Rather than trying to get all of the little pieces of beeswax perfectly sort of evenly placed, if you put just the right amount on, and then you discover after your initial ironing that you still have patches, rather than putting more beeswax on, what you can do is fold your piece of fabric in quarters or halves, and then iron it like that. And what that does is it picks up the excess beeswax from some parts of the fabric and spreads it throughout the blank patches. And it's one way of getting your beeswax to spread further throughout the fabric without having excess, because you don't want excess wax, you just want the minimum. But you want full coverage, you definitely don't want any gaps. Let's see how this works. I think this should go really well. Yeah, I think that's worked quite well. I might need a couple more little bits, but let's have a look. Okay, so I think I can fold that one more time, but you can see the wax is a lot more evenly spread. There aren't really many white patches, just a few little ones on the edge. And to get the ones on the edges, you can fold the edges into the middle and then iron again. And what that will do is all of those edge pieces will get to soak up some wax from the center part. And that's it. That should do the trick without adding too much wax. This is a trick I haven't seen anybody else do. It just came to me as I was doing it. I was thinking, oh, I'm adding more wax, I'm adding more wax. I wonder if there's a way I can get the excess wax off some parts to get it into other parts. And this seems to have really been the answer. Yep. That is great. Oh, that's hot. That is fantastic. So, complete coverage, no extra wax. I've really just used the minimum of wax. So this one should be more easier to fold than some of the other ones that have more wax in them. I'm just going to iron out those creases. And then that one's done. That's really good. I like that trick. Obviously you might want them really heavily waxed, but if you're looking for your fabric to be fairly lightly waxed, but very evenly but lightly, that's a neat way to get it. Okay, so here I am with the final product. I've still got a few more to do, but I've made 5 of these now in different shapes and sizes. So this is it. It's quite a malleable material, easy to fold. It kind of feels like, I don't know, paper or something. It doesn't feel super waxy, it doesn't feel greasy, it just feels nice and solid. So I got a few things to, I don't know, have a bit of a play around with, a bit of a demonstration. I've got some, got a couple of rice paper rolls here that I made yesterday. I'm going to maybe wrap those up. Well, yeah, that works pretty well. My wrapping's not that great, but there you go. Some rice paper rolls. I've got a piece of some sourdough bread that I made. Beautiful barley loaf. Let's wrap that one up. Wow, this is fun. Just thinking you could kind of do this any old way. When you put your hands on it, it kind of warms it up, melts it a bit, so it sort of forms and holds its shape. You could put a rubber band or a bit of string around that, but that, that sits there really well, just like that. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to spread out again. I like that. That works really well for me. And I've also got a bowl, and these are my bowl covers that I made, so I'm thinking that these might be able to be used on a bowl. I'm not so sure about this. Maybe. Obviously it's not going to stick like cling wrap, but maybe you could put a elastic band or even just leave it like that. I suppose that is much more of a seal than a tea towel or a cloth would be, because it's waxed. So even though that's just sitting there very lightly, there's no air or very little air exchange coming through there. So in terms of just wanting to cover, a bowl of dough that's proving or something like that, that would really work well. Anyway, I'll try them all out and see how they go in practice. But these are the great ones for me, I think, just to be able to wrap a sandwich, because I have found that I don't take sandwiches to work because I don't want to have Glad wrap. And I've tried putting them in containers, but they never quite fit and they fall apart. So this idea of being able to wrap a sandwich and take that like that and reuse that wrapper, that's just brilliant to me. Anyway, so that was quite fun to do, quite easy. Give it a try if you're interested.